Hey there, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to another episode of the Common Tongue Podcast. Today, we have a return guest for our exciting show of For Nostalgia's Sake. We have Doolie Ray back in the chair. This one is really fun. We talk about superhero movies and superheroes in general, DC and Marvel. We talk about Spider-Man and The Flash and Taika Waititi and all that kind of fun stuff dealing with superheroes. We even talk about a few movies and directors, just all around. It's a really fun time. We have some really good laughs in here. I really think you're going to enjoy this one. So, without further ado, let's get into the episode. Hello, sir.
Hello.
How are you doing?
I'm doing all right.
Nice.
Bad day.
Nice. Good to hear. So, we have a return guest in the chair, all the way in Provo. Please restate your name for the record, because you've already been here.
Well, I'm Doolie Ray. I have a YouTube channel where I do YouTube things.
And it's honestly really funny content. I like it a lot.
I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, we both worked in the same crappy job for about 2 years, and then went our separate ways, and then realized that we could be friends still.
Yeah, that's kind of the way that it works, though. If you're out of that job, you're like out of the bubble.
No, yeah.
There. I'm cut off from everybody from 2 years ago.
Yep,
yeah,
that's true.
Yeah.
Oh, it's weird how that happens, you know. Anyway, so today we are recording a very fun episode of For Nostalgia's Sake. So, Doolie, tell us what you're going to be talking about.
Probably a couple of things that have influenced me and who I am today. One of those is the cartoons that I watched when I was a kid.
Okay, that's fair.
The other would be YouTube itself, probably, and the people that I watched at first to get started kind of inspired me to start YouTube myself and get me to where I am today.
Okay. All right. So I'm imagining the cartoons came first then.
Yeah. So when I was a kid, there were a couple of cartoons that did influence me. I was kind of cut off from a lot. Like I never watched SpongeBob SquarePants or
never did either.
Nickelodeon stuff. Yeah, my parents, they didn't let that happen.
You know, honestly though, in that vein, SpongeBob isn't that great. I'm gonna say it right here for the record. I'm not a fan of SpongeBob.
I think you might have said that last time to me too.
Probably.
That's still just as controversial of an opinion as it was before.
You know, I said this on an episode with my buddy Josh, and I said that. Well, I said Disney wasn't as popular as it should have been.
You're just full of those opinions, huh?
I am, yeah, man. I'm really, really good at coming up with crap that people don't want to hear. All right, cool. So what cartoons started all this?
So I would say the Justice League cartoons that I watched were a pretty big deal for me. I can't say that I'm obsessed with superheroes now, but I'm willing to call myself a nerd, and a lot of that comes from what I discovered when I was watching those cartoons as a kid.
Yeah, that's fair. So Justice League, that's the one with Superman and Wonder Woman and, you know, and Batman and the Flash and
Batman. Yep.
Okay, cool. So this must have been like what, 2007, 2006?
Somewhere in the mid 2000s.
Yeah. This is when cartoon quality was at its peak, basically.
I would say so.
Yeah, heck yeah, man. Now, there's a lot of variation of the Justice League nowadays, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So which Justice League was this? Was it just called the Justice League?
I think so. As far as I remember, I never really got into comics or anything like that. It was just cartoons. It was just called Justice League or Justice League Unlimited, I think.
Okay.
Was the name of it later on.
So why were you so drawn to that? Was it just like the superhero aspect of it?
It may have been. I don't know that I can fully explain it, but the idea of being able to like, fight evil in that way. As stupid as that sounds, like there's no actual black and white in the world
No,
now that I've
yeah.
grown up, but I respect the black and white of the cartoons.
You're like, I wish the world was black and white, but it's not.
Dude, wouldn't it be easier if there was like, this is defined evil, this is defined good?
I don't know. That's a question for a podcast in and of itself. You would think that the world would be a lot easier if everything was, spelled out and defined for you, but honestly, I think that kind of makes for a boring world. I think the gray adds flavor.
I think, well, maybe you're right. I feel like it makes it more difficult though. Like I have nothing to actually fight against because everybody's trying to do good, and so I don't know
Well,
what direction to take myself.
I think the reason why people find, superheroes so intriguing and so I don't know, I guess so captivating is the fact that the villains that we face every day are boring. You
Yeah,
want to be able to
yeah,
have like, action scenes and fighting and, come out as the
right.
hero on
Yeah, yeah,
top.
yeah.
Where
Yeah,
when, like for me, I feel like a hero when I pay my rent on time.
I know. And isn't that like, I didn't get to punch anybody?
Yeah. I mean, well, maybe my wall may have suffered just a little bit, but But so like I think I understand that you wish something was black and white and you wish there was something exciting to fight against. When in reality, I mean, looking back now, probably as a kid you were just like, "Ooh, this is really cool." But,
Right.
nowadays we're just like, "Yo, dude, I just want to be able to eat this week."
Yeah, yeah, I would say so.
No, yeah, so I get that. So who is your favorite hero in the Justice League?
So I really liked the Flash in the cartoon.
Really?
And yeah, the reason for that, he's not necessarily the strongest character or the smartest or anything, but he's the funny one. And I
He's the funny one.
he's the funny one, and I liked that. It's made me want to be a funny guy myself.
I mean, that's
Um,
fair. Yeah, I can get that. I can get behind that. Because if I'm thinking about who it is, uh if I'm thinking about the correct group, I really liked Green Lantern. I like that idea of your power just is as strong as your imagination.
yeah, that is a cool concept for sure. I guess I'm
Yeah.
a lot more. I was a lot more simple than that. Where I was like, ha ha, ha ha, this guy's funny. I want to be funny too.
Haha, funny guy make people laugh.
Yeah, exactly. And that's kind of what got me to, I don't know, because I saw he would make everybody laugh or like relieve tension for people, and I wanted to be able to do that myself. So I became somebody who wanted to make other people laugh and kind of be entertaining. So that's kind of the start, I would say, of like putting me on the path to making videos on YouTube, even.
Okay. So did it start and stick with Justice League, or were there other things leading up to YouTube that also influenced you?
Um, I mean, I I got a camera from my parents as a Christmas gift in the 5th grade, and
Oh.
that kind of started me on a path to like, oh, I want to be a filmmaker. And then not too long after, I discovered YouTube, and that kind of opened up my eyes to this whole new world of possibility.
Okay. So you found YouTube probably around the same time everybody else did, when it was first coming out, or was it a little later when it was more established?
It was a little later, so I think I knew YouTube existed, but I never had the chance to actually look into it until probably like 2010.
Okay.
My parents didn't want me on the internet that much. It was still this scary newer thing, kind of. So yeah, so I think I was like 12 maybe when I was able to actually use YouTube.
Okay. All right. I mean, this opens up a whole nother topic of conversation, but let's roll with it. What did you watch for the most part, just starting out on YouTube when it was around?
Lots of random bits and pieces. I mean, YouTube used to be so different from what it is now.
Oh, it used to be so
Uh,
random.
yeah, it was random. There was no corporate stuff. People were just making videos for fun. There wasn't this huge
Can I
money
make money
scheme.
off of it? Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So I watched different sketch comedies, different just random people who would make videos of nothing. Uh,
Who are your favorite sketch comics?
Sketch comics. I liked Do you know Barrettes and Beretta?
Heck yeah, man. Barats and Beretta is
Yeah,
freaking
dude.
great, man.
I
That's
loved those guys.
OG YouTube.
Exactly. So I liked them. I was also at the time I was pretty huge on Tobuscus as well, if you know
Oh,
that
dude,
channel.
old Tobuscus is gold.
Classic,
No,
classic
yeah.
YouTube, dude.
I remember watching Tobuscus, Ray William Johnson,
Hmm.
and Mystery Guitar Man like
Mystery Guitar
religiously.
Man.
That was religious for
Yeah,
me.
yeah. Did you watch Freddie W?
No, I never did.
Ah, dude, I loved his channel. He was crazy with
Really?
those special effects. Yeah,
I don't
doing
know.
like
See, I
a bunch of action stuff and Mario Kart in real life. Uh,
oh no, I think I know what you're talking about, but no, I never like subscribed or was really big on his stuff.
oh, okay.
But honestly, I think what I really liked about Tobuscus was his music videos,
Yeah, dude.
his song stuff.
Hmm.
Oh, that was
He
golden
was the
days.
king of viral videos, I would
Yeah,
say.
man.
Because at the time, YouTube was all about those viral videos. You get one big hit, and that's your thing. And he would just
Yeah.
do it again and again.
Wait, hold on.
Nowadays,
Didn't you have a viral video kind of?
no, not really.
Because I remember the last time we talked to, you have a
Mhm.
hidden video on your channel that you won't show
Right.
to
Well, it's
anybody.
got a couple 100,000 views, but I wouldn't say that's viral by today's terms.
Oh no, no,
Back in
no.
the
But,
day,
but
that
when it
would have
came
been
out,
huge.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I remember that very clearly. I was like, I'm still waiting for it, man. I have another friend of mine who was
Uh,
in a band, and he's
uh,
just like, yeah, no, I'm never letting those videos see the light of day. And I was like, nah, find a way to get them. I'll
no,
do
no, no, no,
it.
no.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna hack into your YouTube account, but I might hack into your YouTube account.
I
'Cause
hope those videos never see the light of day.
I need to know.
No.
One day, when YouTube is old and dead and nobody goes on there anymore, they're just gonna archive every video that's on there and just release it to the world.
No. There's so many mistakes on the
Like
internet.
50 years from now.
Ah. Yeah.
So you're gonna be like an old man at like 70. You're gonna be surrounded by all your grandkids, and then
In
one of
this
them's gonna
random
pop
video.
up, yeah,
Yeah.
and then one of your grandkids or great grandkids like, Grandpa, what's this? And you're gonna see like Doolie Ray, and you're gonna be like, no, please.
Like, I buried this a long time ago.
Oh, that's so funny imagining. Anyway, okay. So where did it go from? Did you start uploading stuff with this camera to YouTube, or was it just like a still photo camera?
No. So I wasn't allowed to upload anything to YouTube for a while, so it wasn't until a couple years later, and by that time I had a MacBook and a webcam and a dream, and that's all I needed.
And that's when Dooley started.
Yeah.
Kinda, I guess. I don't know. You
Well,
tell me.
no, I've had multiple channels. So the current channel is one that's been around for like 5 years or so.
Yeah.
There were a few channels before that are hidden,
Can't find
never
them.
be seen. No,
That's a travesty. I yearn for those.
it's really not. Do you have like anything embarrassing from your past you've done, or you go
On
back and watch
YouTube?
videos of
Absolutely.
yourself as a kid? Yeah.
Yeah, you go to my YouTube channel right now. There's 2 videos on my channel, and they're both called Suicide Flip.
Okay.
And basically, it's me trying to act really cool by doing a lot of flips and twists into a pool. That's all it was. It's
Did
2
you get a lot
videos
of views?
that.
Did you get
No,
subscribers?
I got like 10 views on each video, maybe.
And they're all yourself, right?
Yep, it's all me. So I'm not as popular as Dooley.
Yeah, I don't know how this happened. I'll be honest. 'Cause
Really?
I tried so many times to get something that works, and it was always the same thing. You put a video out there, and you just sit there, and nobody ever sees it, and it feels bad. But then I struck a gold mine with what I've got now,
With MCOC, yeah.
where people actually watched it. I think I was making random videos, and they would get maybe 15 views or so, and then
Right.
I put out an MCOC video and it got like 300 views. And I was like, oh, this is huge.
You're like,
Ah,
I found the
gotta do this.
formula.
Yeah.
So what got you into playing MCOC? Did a friend recommend it? Did you just find it somewhere? Was it a YouTube ad?
Justice League. I
So
just
it
like
was because of
superheroes.
Justice League.
Yeah, yeah. It was. I like superheroes. I've always liked superheroes, and I was looking for games to play on my phone. Just scrolling through the App Store, I saw
Yeah.
this Marvel game that has superheroes in it. I was like, okay, I'm down. Let's try it. And then,
Okay, so let's end this discussion once and for all. What's better, DC or Marvel?
there is no discussion to be had because one doesn't need to be better than the other.
Fair. But in your opinion,
It depends on what we're talking about. I think Marvel has way better movies. I'll say that.
I mean, of course, it's Disney.
Yeah. As far as I mean, normally DC does a better job with cartoons, but
Okay, that's fair.
uh,
Okay, let's which group of superheroes do you think cuz again, they have a lot of parallels, right? Like you have
yeah,
the lonely rich playboy, in each group. You have the super overpowered god person in each group.
hmm
I'm curious to see, in terms of just superheroes, which
uh,
group do you fall more into that you like more?
probably the DC side of things. I'm just more
Why?
attached to that.
I figured, yeah, and that's kind of what I was hoping for. That you would say, like, yeah, it's because I grew up with it. Of course I'm going to be more attached to
Exactly.
DC. So,
Yeah.
all right, that's fair. So, what do you think about all the DC movies? Since you grew up with DC, you loved, the Flash. What do you think about the live stuff that's been coming out since, I guess, what, Green Lantern?
Yeah. I'm disappointed by it. I know there's diehard fans out there who love all of the stuff, but they made it really dark and gritty, and that doesn't fit my personal vision for DC.
Really?
Uh, yeah, yeah, because I grew up on the cartoons, and they're more lighthearted. Like there are dark moments and
Okay, yeah.
adult moments in the cartoon, but there's also happy stuff that happens, and the movies are just dark and depressing, and they don't always tell cohesive stories. That
That's fair.
yeah.
There's not a lot of continuity. Yeah, I can see that. So, okay. So Green Lantern, what's your opinion on it?
uh,
Was that what you were saying? It's dark and grittier, or was it?
I was thinking more. I was thinking more Man of Steel onwards, like
Oh,
Zack Snyder films.
okay.
He had a huge influence over the direction of the whole DC
Oh,
cinematic
wait a minute, because
universe.
you were also a cinematography major, weren't you? Or like a film student?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay, that's right. So
yeah.
you probably have a lot to weigh in on this then.
Uh, I can give my opinion on a lot of
Yeah,
things.
and
I don't
that's what
know
I mean. Like,
if it
it's just
means
your
anything.
opinion. I mean, look,
Yeah,
I never grew up with superheroes. I liked the movies. I didn't grow up reading or watching the DC universe or anything like that.
sure.
My full extent of superheroes was Teen Titans.
Oh yeah.
Like George Perez stuff.
Uh huh. So you were more into like the anime side of things, maybe, or
Yeah,
because Teen
that's
Titans kind of falls closer to that category.
no, yeah, I would say that it would. And I liked Teen Titans because it was kind of super gritty. Towards the
hmm
end with Terra
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Deathstroke,
yeah.
it really got like suspenseful, and I loved it, and
Right.
I wanted more of it.
Yeah, the Justice League cartoon is like basically the same. So just I don't know if you've seen the actual cartoon, but imagine Teen Titans, but the Justice League cartoon. I don't. It's the same type of thing
Okay,
basically,
all right,
but not in the same style.
yeah, like the animation style is a lot different. Yeah, I can get that.
Yeah.
So, of the modern films,
hmm
what did you think about? Or actually, hold on. Let's. Okay, we're gonna put that, box it up, put it to the side real quick. You like the Flash a lot.
Yeah.
What did you think about the CW show, The
The
Flash?
TV show.
Yeah,
Yeah, I was so friggin' stoked when that came out. I was in high school. Yeah, I think I
yeah.
was maybe a sophomore or something. But I remember I would race home to go watch the latest episode, eat some snacks. So I really liked it, especially for the first season. And
Okay.
then by this point, I've kind of stopped watching it because it's more soap opera than superhero show, from
I
my
mean,
point of view.
that's fair, but honestly, I really, really enjoyed the first season of that show.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
first
dude.
season was phenomenal.
Definitely. Definitely.
And then by the time I got to season 3, I was just like, man, what am I even watching at this point? I don't even know what's
You
happening
tap out at that
anymore.
point.
No,
Yeah.
yeah. And that's something that kind of makes me sad. I guess for anybody out there who likes this, like Supernatural.
Uh-huh.
Did you ever watch Supernatural?
I've seen a couple episodes. I've never really actually watched it, though.
So I started watching that when I was in high school. But by then they were like season 8, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I remember being really interested in it and being like, "Oh, cool." Like I remember watching episodes and then coming back to it later and then starting from the beginning. And then I got to season 13. And then that was when I was like, they had a good run up until now, but now it's just now I don't even know what's going on anymore. And
Yeah.
so it sucks when you see TV shows like The Flash that have a really strong first season and then like a really decent second season. And then by season 3, I've lost all interest in this.
Right. Well, I think there's a limit to the amount of story that needs to be told. And Hollywood, when they see the dollar signs, doesn't know when to call it quits.
I mean, it worked out pretty well for Marvel.
Well, they had a plan from the get-go. They had a story to tell. They've planned it out. The problem with DC is they have been trying to play catch-up with what Marvel has done with their movies, and so they've never had a cohesive plan of, okay, this movie needs to set up this, and then this is going to happen, and then this. And that's what I'm talking about. Is
Okay, yeah.
I want people to make things for the story and not for the money.
Okay, all right, that makes sense. And that's fair because you had Green Lantern and then you had oh god, what was the next one?
It's probably Man of Steel.
No, hold on. We're going to do this because we are a truth-telling show, so we're going to do some fact checks real quick. So, okay. So DC movies.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Oh, there's a 7-film collector's edition. That doesn't look really good.
No, there's not a lot of good movies in that collection.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Oh man, this is going all the way back in time. Whoa, The League of Extraordinary Gentlemen is DC?
I don't even know what that is. I'll be honest.
Yo, you need to watch that movie. It's on Amazon Prime.
Okay.
You need to watch that movie. That is a great movie.
All right.
Okay, so Constantine, Catwoman, Constantine. Those were DC. Batman Begins.
Mm-hmm.
V for
There's
Vendetta.
the Nolan films. Yeah.
V for what? That's weird. Okay, so Watchmen.
Mm-hmm.
I really liked Watchmen. That was a really good movie.
Yeah. That was a Zack Snyder film too, and I think that one probably fits his style
So yeah,
a lot
fits
better.
the bill with him. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Green Lantern and then Man of Steel. You were right, and then Batman versus Superman. Suicide Squad.
And Justice League.
No, and then it was Wonder Woman and then Justice League.
Okay, and then
Which,
Aquaman.
in my opinion, that's a stupid move to make.
What?
Like like you come out with Justice League and then Aquaman.
Yeah, exactly. They were playing catch up with Marvel. They didn't have a plan.
That's stupid. No, so now I see what you're talking about. And actually, Shazam, that was a good movie.
I liked that.
I love that movie. I thought that was a very, very well done movie. I don't know. I'd never heard of Shazam before, and then it made me want to go look up who Shazam was.
Oh yeah.
In my opinion, that's how you make a good comic or book movie. Yeah. If you've never seen it before, you've never heard of it before, if it makes you want to go up and look up and do more research on what it is, then you've done your job, in my opinion.
Okay. So what do you think about the Harry Potter movies? Throw that out there.
I recall being very upset when the movies came out.
Uh-huh.
But at this point, with the movies and the books, it's been so long that I've read the books that I recommend people hold them in 2 separate categories.
Yeah. Hold
the books in their own category, read them all the way through, and then watch the movies and keep them separate.
Okay, yeah. That would probably be a good thing.
No, and it's the best because if you do that, I'll give you a best example of why I say that. Have you ever read The Giver by Lois Lowry?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That is one of my favorite books on this entire planet. I am a huge bibliophile, and I love that book. It is one of my top 10 books, easy, top 5 books. And I remember when I was on my mission, seeing the advertisement for The Giver, the movie,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
I got pumped. I was so excited. And so when I came home from my mission, the first thing I bought with my first paycheck home was a copy of The Giver.
Okay.
And I threw it in and I was like, Mom, we're going to watch this movie. We're going to watch this movie. I'm so excited for this movie. And so we put it in and we started watching it. And the more I watched it, the more upset I got. Just because I was just like, what is this garbage?
Yeah.
And at this point, 3/4 of the way through the movie, my mom had fallen asleep. And I was just fuming and just watching. And there's this one part where Jonas and the girl kiss. And I screamed at I screamed at the TV. My mom woke up. She's like, what happened? I was like, this is the stupidest movie on the face of the planet. I can't watch this anymore. And I turned it off and never touched it again.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so, you know, if you've never read The Giver and you like the movie, props to you. Good on you. But if you've read The Giver, you know that it's a good enough book that they could have used that entire book as a script and it would have made a perfect movie.
Yeah. And they just didn't.
I wish, oh crap, what's the guy who did Inception and Arrival?
Nolan?
Yeah, Christopher Nolan. If Christopher Nolan would have gotten his hands on the book and he would have been in charge of that movie, it would have been perfect. It would have been amazing.
Yeah. Okay, so Arrival was made by a different director, so would you rather see Inception or Arrival?
Oh, was it?
Giver.
I thought Christopher Nolan did Arrival. Who did? No, because the guy who did Arrival did, who did Arrival? Oh my gosh.
He's got a hard to say name. It's like Denis Villeneuve. You're the linguistics guy. You'd probably say it better than me.
Let me. That was entertaining. Thank you for that. I appreciate.
I don't know what the last part is. Like, it's an N and then a sound.
Villeneuve.
Probably. I don't know how some the people pronounce it in a fancy way. he's.
I don't
know if he's
Canadian.
French. Yeah.
Okay. So he did Blade Runner.
Oh, did he?
The new Blade Runner movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he did the new Blade Runner movie. He did Arrival. He did Sicario.
He's a film auteur.
He is an auteur. You know, I don't know. Because I really, really liked Arrival, mainly because you know, it's a linguist and I'm a linguist and I relate to that, you know, a whole lot. But I love movies that I can watch over and over again.
Uh-huh.
So, like, I love Inception. I love Arrival. Interstellar. I don't know if what are the Glass trilogy?
Yeah.
Like
M. Night Shyamalan?
Yeah. As much as people rip on M. Night Shyamalan, those are some very good movies that he did.
Uh-huh. Have you seen his Avatar movie?
Yeah, it's garbage. It's straight garbage. And everybody will agree with me on that. There's not one person in this world who probably likes that movie.
Yeah. That's got to feel bad, huh?
You know, for him, he probably doesn't feel bad about it at all, just because he's made weird movies from the start.
I guess. I don't know. You'd have to have a special kind of mindset to like not feel anything when everybody hates what you make.
I mean, that's fair. So have you seen The Village?
No, I haven't.
Have you seen Lady in the Water?
Nope.
Okay, see, then you know nothing about M. Night Shyamalan movies.
Yeah, like, I've seen Sixth Sense and I've seen the Unbreakable Glass movies.
Yeah, no. So I highly recommend that if you have not seen, to anybody, not just to Doolie right here, but to anybody out there, if you have not seen The Village or if you have not seen Lady in the Water, take some time, rent those movies, and watch them. They are weird. Just straight up, just weird. You're going to get to the end of the movies and you're just going to be like, what is going through that man's head?
Yeah, I think I've heard some controversial things about Village. There's some people who really stand by it and others who are not fans.
Oh, sure. Don't get me wrong. I love the movie. The movie is great. And it's if you've never seen it before, it's very suspenseful. You start piecing together like bits and parts of it and you're just like, what is happening? Like, what's going on? And then you get to the end and you're like, I think I could like that. And then, but with Lady in the Water, that's a whole. Lady in the Water is a weird way to tell a story.
Yeah.
But I remembered liking it when I was a kid. It probably does not age well, if I'm going to be honest. But
I can't say.
Yeah, but I recently watched The Glass Trilogy. My wife introduced me to that, and that I really enjoyed. That was something I was like, "Oh, this is good. This has got me. This has got me like my attention is firm on this." It was really good. Right. So, in the world of superhero movies, who is your favorite director?
That's really tough to say. I don't know if I know all of the directors. I like James Gunn. He does the Guardians of the Galaxy movies.
Okay, yeah.
And I really do like good, those.
Yeah.
I think if I was going to pick anybody, though, I might say Taika Waititi.
Really? You like Waititi?
Yeah, do you not?
I know, not necessarily a lot of people, but I know some people who were somewhat disappointed in the execution. They thought the end point was good, but they thought getting to that point was weird.
Right. As far as Ragnarok goes, yeah. It may not have fit what people were expecting from the apocalypse that is Ragnarok, but as far as a story that is told and the way that he tells it, I think it fits what I like really well. He's got the humor, but he's got serious moments as well.
Yeah, because you're the comedian. I forgot.
Yeah. So it fits what I like. And so he's somebody that I like. Same thing with Guardians of the Galaxy, dude. They're funny movies, but there's also a serious thing behind it.
No, see, I put Guardians of the Galaxy and I put Ragnarok in two different categories. Because, yes, I will agree that Guardians of the Galaxy is a funny movie. It is a very funny movie throughout the whole thing.
Yeah.
Ragnarok, to me, was just cheesy.
Cheesy in what way?
Just in the way that, like, the jokes hit and, like, the jokes that were made. It kind of made me cringe a few times, so I'm just like, this is not what I expected.
Yeah,
but
I guess I can see that. I'm trying to think. There's honestly, if you look at any of the DC movies, any of the humor that they try to put in, even the Flash in the movies, I didn't like him because his humor is just, it's cringy. It's like winking at the audience, like ha ha, this is funny, right? Funny joke, ha. But it's not.
Funny joke. And that probably peaked my mic.
Yeah.
No, but I don't know, because to me it felt out of place.
Compared to what Thor had been previously, yes.
Yeah.
Because he took everything so seriously, and that's kind of what the Thor series was before. But then with Ragnarok, it's kind of flipped on its head because he takes it all a lot less seriously, I guess. If you were this huge, powerful being and
then you were suddenly turned into a slave.
Well, not just that, but if you're like a powerful being and you know that you can take on pretty much anybody that you want, and there's a very, 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 very small chance that you're gonna run into any kind of problems or die, or you're not gonna take life as seriously. It's gonna be.
That's fair. I get where you're coming from with that.
That's kind of the way I see it.
But in comparison to that, I bought the Blu-ray versions and like the Blu-ray DVD and digital copies of Guardians and Guardians 2 because I love those movies. Those are funny, good superhero movies, in my opinion.
Yeah.
If you want a perfect example of what a funny superhero movie looks like, go to that or to Shazam. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, sure.
But I don't know. Again, this is all opinion. Who cares if you agree with me or not?
Yeah.
For the most part, within the realms of propriety. Hey everyone. I'd like to take a moment to thank today's amazing sponsor, Pimsleur. Now, I'm really excited about this one. As a linguist, I love learning languages and maintaining them. Pimsleur is the amazing way to go from a beginner to an intermediate speaker of a language in just 30 days. But you may be asking, why Pimsleur? And let me tell you, Pimsleur is a program uniquely focused on conversational skills. It's not a vocabulary, image, and word matching game app that's like so many other programs out there. It's all about practical conversational skills. When it comes to developing speaking skills, Pimsleur is the answer. And because it's conversation-based, you can learn while driving to work, while exercising, or cooking dinner. Turn your downtime into a powerful new skill, guys. And Pimsleur has over 50 languages to choose from. So what are you waiting for? Check out the link in the description of this episode, and don't just take my word for it. Try it absolutely free for 7 days with the offer in this link. What superhero things in terms of movies are you looking forward to?
In the future?
Yeah, either DC or Marvel. Because I know Marvel, they're, what is it, phase 3, phase 4 now?
Yeah, they're going above and beyond. I think I am kind of nervous about what they're going to be doing coming in the future. I don't know if I feel like Endgame, such a good conclusion to the story that they've told so far. And
Honestly, it wasn't. I was kind of disappointed in the way they told Endgame and like the Infinity Gauntlet series.
Okay, what about it? Just
Because
like it didn't match the comics, or
well, yeah, because so I was expecting something more along the lines of like what George Perez had done.
okay, I haven't read the comics, so I don't even.
So like Adam Warlock and because Adam Warlock was the one who eventually took the Infinity Stones, I believe. It's been a minute since I've read the Infinity Gauntlet or the Infinity War. I can't remember. Oh God, I'm a horrible fan now. But so like I remember Death is a part of the whole thing, and or Thanos is apparently in love with Death. So I was expecting to see Death at some point, but that never happened.
I think Hela is the goddess of death, so I'm pretty sure she's death.
No. So when I talk about Death, I'm talking about Deadpool's version of Death, Lady Death. Yeah.
I think that's Hela.
No, it's not.
Are you sure?
I'm almost 20% positive.
Okay. I can't say. I haven't read the comics, so I can't say for sure, but
No, because you have to remember that so in mythology there are different gods of death, right?
Yeah.
Like you can have multiple gods of death, right? So Hela is, the like the Scandinavian version of death, right? But then you have the overarching theme, like the overarching person who embodies death over all of it. And that's who Lady Death is.
Okay.
So like if you know anything about the DC or not the DC, the Deadpool comics, like that Death and Deadpool, Death is saying constantly like, "Oh, like I want you to come to me," but obviously Deadpool can't because, he's immortal basically. And so like that's an overarching theme, but it's the same thing in the Infinity Gauntlet comic that George Perez did because she is a big factor in that. I was expecting Adam Warlock to come through. Like I wasn't expecting Doctor Strange. I was expecting Adam Warlock and Death to come in and be major parts of that.
Yeah. Well, Adam Warlock was teased at the end of the second Guardians of the Galaxy movie.
Yeah, and that's why I was disappointed. Because I was like, where's Adam Warlock?
Right. I think they did a really good job in my mind as far as adapting goes because...
Don't get me wrong. I love what they did. They did a very good job. But it wasn't what I was expecting. So I was pleasantly surprised by what came out of it.
Okay.
So I'm not saying I don't like it. I'm just saying I was confused and pleasantly surprised.
I see.
It's kind of like when you have kombucha for the first time.
I've had kombucha 0 times. So
you will be
any time in the future would be a first time.
You will be confused and probably pleasantly surprised. It's a weird feeling, dude. It's so weird. Anyway,
I'll take your word for it.
Because honestly, what I'm excited for is that horror movie with Doctor Strange.
That'll be interesting. It's going to be directed by Sam Raimi, who did the classic Spider-Man movies from the early 2000s.
Oh, wait a minute. Never mind. I'm probably not as excited now then.
No. He's got more special effects now, so it doesn't have to be
great.
Cheesy.
That'll fix everything.
Did you not like the Raimi movies?
At the time I liked them. But then, as I got older and as I watched...
They didn't age well, right?
No, not at all. Not in my opinion whatsoever. Those movies... God, no. Because Spider-Man is my favorite superhero. I love Spider-Man.
So did you like the Amazing Spider-Man movies?
Okay, I'll go in order. So hold on.
Okay.
So let me, because this needs to be said. My favorite Spider-Man out of the entire multiverse, out of every iteration of Spider-Man that exists, my favorite version is the Superior Spider-Man. And for all you Spider-Man nerds out there, you better read those because those are good. Those are good
Okay. So
comics, and you need to
you
read
really
them.
grew up on the comics. So
No,
you're
not even.
from that end.
I so I liked Spider-Man initially, but what solidified it for me was this girl who I'd met, and she was super big into comics. She was massive into comics. She
Okay.
was like, I've got like all these, and I've got first editions of these, and I'm just, yo, dude, you need to breathe for a minute. But so she was the one who introduced me. She's like, oh, if you like Spider-Man, you should read the Superior Spider-Man movies or the comics. And I was like, all right, yeah, I'll give it a shot. So I read the first one, and I was like, oh my god, this is fantastic. And
Yeah.
and I will save you the pleasure of reading it for yourself because those are very well done comics. I love those comics. So that's my ideal Spider-Man. That being said, so the 2000 Spider-Man, for the time, I was like, yo, I don't care. I just want Spider-Man. I was like, this is
Yeah.
good. Because I
Yeah.
remember playing the game for the 64, and I was just like, yo, this is great. This is awesome. And then who was it that came out first? It was it the Amazing Spider-Man or was it oh crap. Because it was the guy, oh crap, who played Spider-Man in the 2001s? It was
Tobey Maguire.
Tobey Maguire. That's right. Tell me, I'm an idiot. Tobey Maguire. So Tobey Maguire, and then I want to say it was Andrew Garfield with the Amazing Spider-Man, right?
Yeah, that's right.
And then it was Tom Holland for the Marvel movies.
Uh-huh.
Correct?
Yeah.
So we've had 3 Spider-Mans, not counting Miles Morales.
Yeah, true.
In my opinion, Andrew Garfield was perfect.
You think so? I think he did a really good job with Spider-Man, but as far as Peter Parker goes, he's way cooler than I could ever be.
No,
And
because
feel
that's the thing.
like,
Because he was that awkward kid who is also really smart. He could,
yeah,
that's how I envisioned, Spider-Man.
yeah, but he was like a skater boy. He was like this indie dude who goes around with a camera, rides around on a skateboard. Dude, he would be a king of high school nowadays.
Yeah, nowadays when we were in high school, no, he
He was all
wouldn't have
stylish. He had floofy hair. No, Tobey Maguire looked like an actual nerd, which is, in my mind, what Peter Parker is more supposed to be.
been. No, see, because I will disagree with you on that because in my head, it's Andrew Garfield is a very specific kind of handsome. Like,
Yeah.
not everybody's going to be attracted to him. And so I think that was what did it. Because, again, Tobey Maguire, I will agree with you. He was like the nerd. You could tell he
Yeah.
was a nerd just from looking at him.
Yeah.
But, like,
Well, he looks like me.
you look nothing like him. You are
Mm,
1,000 times more attractive than Tobey Maguire.
That's not nice. He can grow facial hair. We're not on the same playing field.
You poor white boys who can't grow facial hair.
I look somewhere between Tobey Maguire and Tom Holland, but I look nothing like Andrew Garfield, and that's something I'm always going to hold against him.
You hold so much anger for these people you've never met. You're like, you're so much more attractive than me. How dare you?
Yeah.
No, but so the reason why I like Andrew Garfield so much as Spider-Man is he's a very, like, if you're looking at him from a certain angle, you're like, oh my God, he's so ugly. But then you look at him just right, and you're just like, wait a minute, that man's super hot. Because, like, there are a lot of scenes in that movie where he's just super awkward. His facial expressions are just wrong. He's tripping over his words. And so you're just like, oh, this kid, I feel so bad for him. Like, he's a super nerd. He keeps to himself. He's got very, very few friends. And then, he finally comes out of it, and you're just like, whoa, I was not expecting that. But I guess you kind of are because it's Spider-Man, and you know that eventually he's going to come out on top. But
Yeah. I don't know. I don't see it on my
all
end.
right, all right.
He
But
was a skater boy, and
he was a
she
skater
said, "See you
boy?
later, boy."
We're not playing the lyrics. We're not playing the music. It can't get copyright claim. Don't do that. So, okay, so hold on. Are you a fan of, so when it comes to the web slinging itself, were you a
Mhm.
fan of the canister, like the cartridge stuff that Andrew Garfield did, or were you a fan of the human spider itself, making the web?
Bro, I was a kid. I didn't know that it was wrong that it was just coming out of his
No, I'm
wrists.
talking
I
about
thought that's what
now.
happened.
I'm talking about
Now,
now.
now I like the web shooters more. I like that idea more than him actually making it
Yeah.
himself.
I feel
Like
like that
it
makes a
coming
lot
out of
more
his
sense.
body is kind of like, bleh.
Yeah, it's kind of gross because it was weird. Because I remember watching that scene in the original in the Spider-Man movie from 2000 whatever, and he
Uh-huh.
pulls the web out of his neck, and I was like, that's gross. Nope, don't like that. Not a fan of that.
Yeah, that
So
was
like,
gross. I
yeah.
can,
So
yeah.
I was a fan of Andrew Garfield because he designed his web slingers, the web shooters, and I was like,
Uh-huh.
that's cool. That's what's
Uh-huh.
up. That's what I like.
So do you not like Tom Holland Spider-Man because he gets everything from Tony Stark?
Kinda. I feel like Tom Holland did a very good job as Spider-Man. He did a very, very good job playing that awkward kid, but also the smart kid as well. Like he did a very good job. But I kinda do resent him for the fact that I mean, because in the beginning he wasn't Tony Stark's like protege, as you
Yeah,
if you want to put it that way.
yeah,
And he's kind of a mix of Batman and an actual superhero because he uses technology to his advantage, but he also has his own superpowers, right?
yeah.
So that's kind of what I liked about him. But in the movies, he doesn't necessarily get everything. He has to kind of beg for it a little bit. But Tony Stark's like, here, I'll put you under my wing, dude. And I don't know. That was kind of annoying, like that attachment to Tony Stark.
Yeah,
I didn't like
I
that. I
can
didn't want
I can
that.
see that. So how do you feel about Spider-Man being played by British actors?
Oh, I
Does
don't
that
care
hurt
as
your
long as they do
feelings?
a good job.
It hurts my feelings that the British do Spider-Man better than anybody American. What's up with that?
Well, no, because you have to remember that Andrew Garfield. Oh wait, no, Andrew Garfield is British, isn't he?
Yeah, he is. I think Toby's American, but
Yeah, whatever. I don't care as long as they do a good job. It's like who cares? I mean, George Pettis. He's like what? He's mixed. I think I want to say he's a mixed American. I'm not gonna say what kind of Latin or Hispanic he is because I'm not 100% on that. But if who cares? I don't care. If I'll put it to you this way: have you ever seen Doctor Who?
no. Are
Okay,
you
you
talking
need to.
about like how the doctors are different people?
No, no, no. I'm talking about how everybody up until like season or doctor number 12 or whatever, he was always a man. The doctor was always a
Now,
man.
now he's
Now
a
it's a
lady.
woman. And I know so many people who were upset about that fact. And I was like, who cares? If they do a good job, it's their story. They can tell it how they want to. I don't care as long as they get a good story out of it.
Sure, sure.
It's kind of like James Bond being played, or like 007 being played by oh crap, who
Idris
is it
Elba.
now? Dude, yeah, Idris Elba.
Wait,
I
is it
love
him?
that.
I just said
Let's
that because
do
I
another
think I
fact
think
check.
Samuel L. Jackson should be James Bond.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat that for me?
Samuel L. Jackson, James Bond.
How dare you?
What do you
How
mean?
how dare you? Idris Elba,
It's like,
he's a beautiful man.
yeah.
Okay, hold on. Let's see here. Let's see if he is actually filmography, actor, upcoming projects. Suicide Squad, The Harder They Fell.
What
I
is
think
this?
I found it. So, in development, Untitled Idris Elba, Simon Kinberg, Audrey Chon, Africa set spy romance project.
Ah,
That's
sounds
that
pretty
is
suspicious to
that
me.
is that is what it says in IMDb. It says Untitled Idris Elba, Simon Kinberg, Audrey Chon, Africa set spy romance project.
Ah,
So you can make whatever you want out of that. I have no idea what that means, but that kind of
I think
sounds
you
like a
have an
James
idea.
Bond. That sounds suspiciously like James Bond to me. I don't know what anybody else says, but that sounds like James Bond to me.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for the fact that if Idris Elba actually is going to be James Bond, I'm so
Mhm.
excited for that.
Yeah.
I'm super excited for that
Yeah.
because Idris Elba is one of my favorite actors of all time.
Mhm.
In Dark Tower, oh god, what else is he in? He's been
I'm
in.
sure he's done other movies too.
Oh no, yeah, but like, oh, he was Heimdall. That's
Oh
why I
yeah, he
like him.
was.
Yeah, he was
Yeah, he was.
Heimdall in the Marvel movies.
That's funny. I totally forgot that. I was going to say, I can't believe he hasn't been in any Marvel movies yet.
He was in like 3, dude. How dare you?
Well, the guy who plays Shazam was in the Marvel movies too. Do you know that? Do you know what character he was?
Are you talking about Zachary Levi?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah, he was in the Marvel movies.
No, he wasn't.
Yeah.
Who was he?
I don't know. I don't know the name of the person. He's one of Thor's friends. He's
Hold
got
on,
like a blonde goatee.
we're gonna have to
He
look that
gets
up because I don't know if I believe
brutally
that.
murdered in the third Thor movie. He gets murdered in Ragnarok.
But I think the main reason why I like Idris Elba so much is just because of his voice. He's got the voice of God, dude. When you listen to him, like
Him or Morgan Freeman?
no, I firmly believe that when Morgan Freeman, shifts into another dimension because he will never die. I believe that that Idris Elba would take his place.
Oh, he's gonna step up.
Yeah, he
Big
will. He
way.
will pick up the mantle of the voice of God. Hold on. Okay, so Fendral. I could not tell you who that is in the movies because he was in The Dark World,
Oh, is that the only
according to
one?
this. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
or at least no, he was in Ragnarok.
Yeah, for like 2 seconds. I don't think he has any speaking lines, but his face was there.
I mean, probably. But yeah, so the character's name was Fandral. Fandral. Why did it say? Oh yeah, Fandral. I just can't read English apparently. But yeah, I don't know. I'm tentative about the upcoming Marvel movies, to put it
Yeah.
lightly, because I want to see very specific things that only real nerds know about.
Yeah. Well, and they're not gonna do that for the most part unless it's popular.
Well, and that's the thing. If more people knew about them, it's the coolest crap you've ever heard of.
I don't
Okay.
know.
No.
Because mainstream audiences are a little hard to
Have you ever heard of
understand.
Rune King Thor?
Maybe I've heard the name. I don't know.
Rune King Thor is the baddest, coolest, greatest version of Thor in the
Um,
world.
yeah.
Like, okay, who are you talking about? Um, who are we talking about that makes super gritty superhero movies?
So Zack Snyder?
Zack Snyder. Zack Snyder would be a perfect director for that because it's dark and gritty and
Hmm.
hardcore. Like, so basically, I'll give you the basic premise, right? So you know how Odin lost his eye at the Well of Mimir, right?
Yeah.
And then he became like super powerful. He became the Allfather, right?
Yeah.
Thor loses both eyes to the well, and
Uh,
in essence compounds the power that Odin had.
okay.
And he basically it's so gritty and so hardcore. I would give my kidneys to see that become a movie.
Yeah.
I love it
I'll
so
be
much.
honest. I think that would not happen in a million years of Marvel
Really? You
movie
think
making.
so?
I no, dude. Look at what they've made so far. They can't do that to there's no way they'd go into rated R territory or anything.
I mean, that's true. I mean, I'm
We're
not
talking
saying
about
that.
Disney and we're talking about Marvel.
Well, here's the thing. There's been blood and stuff. I'm not saying that it's rated R, but I'm saying like, it's a lot grittier. It's kind of moving into that horror movie realm of like, Doctor Strange, like what are you doing? Like this isn't normally what you do.
Yeah.
Cuz me as a fan of that kind of stuff, that hardcore awesome superhero stuff that you don't normally see, like the Superior Spider-Man, like Rune King Thor, I feel like if more people knew about that, they'd get a lot more excited for that kind of stuff and want to see it more in movies.
You think
But
so?
that's just my opinion. That's just my opinion because I love that hardcore stuff. I love like
Yeah.
super hardcore, awesome characters that
Right. I think you definitely like that, but if we're talking about mainstream
yeah, we're talking about
audiences.
millions of dollars in production. You're right, or millions of dollars that would potentially have to go into a movie that might be a flop. I get that, but at the same time, I can dream. Let me dream. Let me
Sure.
have my weird nerd dream.
Dream away.
But no, I beg you, look up Rune King Thor.
Yeah.
It is so cool.
You know what I want to see?
What do you want to see? Tell me, Doolie.
Spy Kids 5.
All right, cool. Thanks for coming on the show. I've had a lot of fun talking to you.
That was a joke. It was a joke. No, if we're talking about superhero movies, definitely want to see Sharkboy and Lava Girl make a return.
Honestly, I really do too. I love the movie style was a little cheesy for me because again, it was by the guys who did Spy Kids, but I love Sharkboy and Lava Girl. That story is really, really good in my opinion.
Is it? I never saw the movies.
No, I love that movie. That's a great movie.
Is it just one movie? They never had a sequel or anything?
No, it was just Sharkboy and Lava Girl. As far as I remember, I don't remember seeing anything about a sequel of it.
Okay.
I know you probably meant that jokingly, but I love that movie.
I mean, maybe there's more story to tell now that they're grown up.
I don't know.
No way they're still kids, right?
No,
they were kids when I was a kid.
No, because their imagination. It's an imaginatory thing. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's kind of like
spoilers. You just spoiled the whole thing. Now I'm not gonna be able to watch Sharkboy and Lava Girl. No.
It's kind of like Ash Ketchum. Ash Ketchum never ages. He's immortal. He's forever gonna be 7 years old, or 11 years old, or 12.
Oh, dude, you want to talk about nostalgia? Calvin and Hobbes. How about that?
Oh, dude, you want a whole thing? Me and my friend did a whole episode. We did like 15 minutes of conversation just on Calvin and Hobbes.
Good.
Yeah, so you're gonna have to listen to that.
Yeah, I have huge respect for Bill Watterson, like the creator of Calvin and Hobbes.
Oh, yeah.
Because he ended the story or the comics, and there's no merchandise, there's no consumer stuff about it. It's just this thing that you get to enjoy because it's good, and there's no money making behind it. I have major respect for that.
I love Calvin and Hobbes, dude. Oh, it's so good. No, but to end this off, in all honesty, 100% full disclosure, what are you excited for in terms of superhero movies in the future?
There's really nothing that I'm hugely excited for.
Really?
Yeah, that's kind of sad, isn't it? There's I think if I was going to put something at the top of a list, there's a Flash movie that's supposed to come out at some point in the next few years, and it's the Flash, so I guess I'm excited for that, but they haven't done a good job with any of the movies except maybe Shazam so far. I don't have a lot of faith or optimism for what's going to happen
DC movies,
superheroes. Yeah,
I don't know. I'm kind of excited to see the oh crap, what's the group that the Collector belongs to?
The Elders?
No, I don't think it's called the Elders, surprisingly. Because
there's the Eternals, right?
The Eternals, that's what I'm excited for. I want that. I'm ready for that.
That seems interesting. I'm excited for Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 when that comes out.
That's fair, yeah.
I'm excited for that. Guardians of the Galaxy, I really like him, and Thor is with them now too, and he's funny. I like the funny guys.
That's going to be... I'm
excited for the funny guys.
I feel like that's going to be like a 2-hour-long version, like episode of The Office, kind of. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Just like cringy humor all the way through.
I'm so down for that.
Oh my god. You're Doolie.
Dude, you and me have differing opinions on what
No, I'm cutting this. Movie. I'm cutting this right now. Doolie, I hate you, but also thank you for coming on and doing another episode with me. I really appreciate it. Tell everybody at home, tell them where they can find you if they want to be subjected to your horrible opinions.
I make bad jokes. If you're interested in that, you can find me on YouTube and also on Twitter at Doolie Ray. Same username on both. So
that's DOOLIERAY.
Indeed.
Cool. You need to make an Instagram. I feel like you'd post funny stuff to Instagram.
Yeah, you think so?
I feel like you'd have a brand of humor that people would be attracted to.
I feel like I'm too lazy for that, but
also
I appreciate that.
Yeah. Anyway. All right. Thank you for listening, everybody. We'll see you on the next one. Tell them bye, Doolie.
Bye.
Hello there, everyone. Thank you for listening to another episode of the Common Tongue Podcasts. We really hope you liked your time here. If you like more content, look us up on Twitter, on Instagram, on Facebook. Yeah, that's about it. Check out Doolie. He's really funny. I really like his stuff. He hasn't made content for a minute, but his stuff is really, really good. It's really niche, but I think you'd like it. keep an eye out for what we're doing in the future. We got some really cool stuff planned with a couple series coming up, and we'll see you on the next one.